are seeing this video, that likely means I am on a hiatus from overall content creation for the channel due to a death of the family. Everything is still being organized at the time of this particular recording. Some videos will have this very intro, some will not. But that disclaimer which will or should be in the description for each one. And I thank you for your understanding and patience during this time. Hey guys, Wolvie here. This is the Terra Rework Analysis video for the City of Final Fantasy Opera Omnia Global. Now you guys know the drill with the Rework Analysis series. I go over the pros and cons and the particular gist of what the reworks bring to the characters for just the global side. Okay, now a few things here and there to go over before I get to the meat of the video. First and foremost, the usual disclaimer: any opinion in this video is my opinion only. Second, I just learned word of this from the JP side. There is another Awakening era coming along to JP in the future, so keep that all in mind with the information for any reworks here and now for my particular channel going forward, because again, it is not too far from now on JP that there is anything known as the 9090 Awakening. So we got to keep all of that in mind. For another thing here is that Terra has yet to get the Burst Plus variant, so that could very well come along with her 9090 Awakening alongside one of the final things, one of them being the links for both the Tabby trip and the sandy.the.tabby website will be in the description below, link-wise. Finally, if Terra were to get another rework, where could that go? Because, of course, I like to predict things just for fun. Now, what I'm going to do for the start of this particular video is I'm going to go over what her LD and her burst weapon do. I have both of them, and fortunately, it didn't take me too many resources to grab both. I'm excited for this, so I'm going to meet you at the bar where both her LD and her burst weapon is. So I will be back. Okay, so we are back. So we're going to go over the information towards the LD weapon first. It is called Soul Saber. The LD ability is called Chaos Wave. The ability Affinity sort of thing is called Resonance with Father. And this is the information you see here on what it does before you MLB it, level it up. And it's all this stuff right here. So a quick recap on the icon above Terra's head, which is known as magic. Now, this type of stack, it's just like, it has a weird mechanic, so you want to take a pause, take a screenshot of this, because it's very important to know. It's not turn-based. It's like you have to do stuff to either increase the stacks or take away the stacks. Now, this is 1 out of 3, 2 out of 3, 3 out of 3. Now, for Terra in particular, is that for this particular LD, is that has a slight raise to both max bravery and her attack stats. So, and that's the two things she really needs the most, in my personal opinion. And now we're going to jump right into the burst. The name of the weapon is called Zontensiken. I am a little surprised by the name, but it's really cool that it's with Terra. The affinity ability, the affinity name is called Ready to Fight for the Future. The finishing burst move is called Trans Ultima. And this is the stuff you see here. This is single target for the record. Now, we're going to jump right into the character adjustments, which in this case is for Terra. Now, it's going to be the information you see in red, that is the rework itself. Now, I do want to point out that with both Meteor and Meltdown, these two get additional uses, where it means all together, Terra has 8 uses of Meltdown, 8 uses of Meteor. Now, what's good about this? What isn't good about this? Now, the thing is with Terra, with this rework, this is why she is known as Magic Lightning. She hits hard and fast. She hits extremely hard. She can create the turns. She has a pseudo turn stealing mechanic, so to speak. and she's not elemental, so it gives her some format of flexibility in that regard, where it's like you don't have to worry about some fights if it's like not elemental and there's no issues with magic users. Although there is a workaround if the enemy is resistant against magic damage, where it be Terra's paired up with an elemental specialist. You can take your point, pick your person. She gets imperiled with certain elements, and the enemy is weak against it, and that will make Terra work just as effectively. So she has a pretty simple, workaround with like the type of damage she does. I need to English. So she's got ways, be useful regardless of the type of damage enemies can take. Now, with that being said, despite all the uses here, she is when it comes to being reliant on the LD and or burst, she kind of falls into that same right up. Oh, I just got scared there by a bird there for a second. But anyway, she's one of those characters that's like, she is too reliant on it. Granted, every character who gets an LD will need the LD, but Terra is beyond reliant on it because she can run out of gas really fast. She's one of those where it's like you need to have all of her weapon passes in order to make the most out of her. So, let me check the time here real quick. I'm going to try not to make this too long, but you never know with me. But yeah, the whole thing here is like, she's got some really good stuff going on here. But outside of the fact that she's super reliant on it, and by super beyond, is that she doesn't have much of a reliable means for AoE HP damage. Now, this is a spoiler for Global. I actually saw this on Twitter. Lightning actually got her secondary rework on JP very recently. And that secondary rework, the only thing I can really say, it actually addressed some of the AoE HP damage I was thinking about for a while. And let's just say this with Lightning now on JP via the secondary rework, she hits like a real freaking truck. That's all I'm going to say. You have to watch the video on your own on Twitter. But Lightning hits like a freaking truck. And that's, and it's like the whole thing, she's got more ways to deal some format of AoE HP damage. And unfortunately for Terra, if she were to get another rework, that's going to be the main direction she needs. Because she hits hard, but it's just like when it comes to groups of enemies at a time, she's going to need some backup on that. And unfortunately, it's just something she's not really strongly suited at this time. But that's just me, so... But like I said, she has yet to get a Burst Plus variant, and with the introduction of the 9090 Awakenings on JP, which is towards the end of May, we may see something really special for Terra in this regard. So, with that, I don't think the skill uses is much of an issue for Terra, but I do want to see, an extended duration of either the buffs she grants to herself or the debuff she inflicts. So some type of duration increase, maybe a little potency here or there, but who really knows? So that's it on that with Terra, Just do a super quick recap before I get going. Her rework is quite solid. It makes her job a lot better. She hits like a freaking truck on Global. However, the lack of truly sustainable means to dish out any format of AoE HP damage, that kind of hurts her in the end. And she may run into similar issues like Lightning did around this time on JP. So that's that on that, unfortunately, and for this video as well. With Wolvie here signing off. I will catch you all on the flip side.